Good day, everyone, and welcome to my presentation where I walk you through my design training session focused on improving the running total wall hurricane runner, a complex racing maneuver that demands a. The overall goal here was not to only refine the skill itself, but to identify key talent indicators, how an athlete reads, reacts, and adapts to dynamic conditions. This approach aligns with principles of motor learning and talent identification, aiming to build both performance and long-term athlete potential. In Assessment 2, I evaluated the athlete's current performance in executing the running tilt-a-whirl hurricane runner. From my analyzation, I found that the athlete showed strong technical. Based off the facts that I found, I made some key changes to refine the focus of the session, shifting from technical repetitions to also including perceptual and tactical components. The overall goal of the session is to ensure the athlete's skill execution while also defining the signs of long-term wrestling potential through how they perceive the react during dynamic drills. For this training session, my main goal is to refine the technical execution of the running total wall hurricane runner, making sure the movement is controlled, explosive, and safe. And they align with recognized talent frameworks by Sports Australia and the ICCE. Alright, so the warm-up is designed in 3 structured phases to ensure that the athlete is fully prepared for both physical and mental for the high intensity skill like the tilt. Finally, we include skill specific drills like forward rolls, jumping sprints, and prime neuromuscular coordination. The structured progression aligns with the ACSM and NSCA recommendations, ensuring safe performance, improving movement efficiency, and reducing injury risk. So, the main skill development section. The focus is to build the running tilt-a-whirl hurricane runner from the ground up. So, we start with technical refinement. Then we add perceptual decision making, where the athlete reads the opponent's stance before commenting. The third drill brings the anticipation and interceptive awareness, which is key predicting an athlete's or opponent's reaction during a live match. Finally, we combine everything in a game sense scenario, allowing the athlete to apply the skill in a realistic context with timing, fatigue, and spatial awareness, just like competitive wrestling situations. Then we add perceptual decision making, where the athlete reads the opponent's stance before commenting. The third drill brings the anticipation and interceptive awareness, just like a competitive wrestling situation. Each phase builds on the last, following the principle of progressive overload and skill targetization, developing not just technique but tactical intelligence. Now that we've broken down the main skill, this slide shows the progression plan of how the athlete advances step by step. So in week 1, we focus on tactical precision and safety. We use controlled partners drills to perfect form and landings. In week 2, we introduce timing and precision, teaching the athlete to read the opponent's setup, stance, and respond with proper timing. In week 3, challenges anticipation, where feints of dirtiness direction. So in week 1, we focus on tactical precision and safety. We use controlled partners drills to perfect form and landings. In week 2, in week 3, we challenge anticipation, where feint of directional changes helps the athlete predict movement rather than just react. And finally, in week 4, integrates everything into a live sparring context. The athlete must identify the ring setup, moment, and execute the Hurricane Rana fluidly. This progression follows the principles of specificity, overload, and skill transfer, making sure each stage builds towards a real-world application. To wrap up the session, we move on into structured cool-down phase lasting about 10 to 12 minutes. We start off with a light mat movement or slow jogging. Finally, we finish with a breathing and mindfulness segment, giving the athlete a few minutes to mentally reset and reflect on their performance. This helps consolidate learning, promote relaxation, and prepare the athlete for the next training load, aligning with the NSCA and ACSM recovery principles. Alright, this slide focuses on how I identify talent during a training session. The main indicators I look at is technical precision, cognitive processing, perceptual awareness. I noticed the athlete performed strongly in technical control and showed emerging anticipation when reacting to their opponent's movement. At this development stage, the key isn't perfection. It's adaptability and the ability to learn fast. By combining drills that test decision making and anticipation, I could clearly identify areas of potential and where more target development is needed. This approach aligns with the modern talent ID principles, emphasizing perceptual cognitive skills as a foundation of for future elite performance. In conclusion, the training session played a key role in both improving the technical execution of the Tiltawal Hurricane Rana and the highlight the athlete's underlying potential. We saw measurable progress in timing. In conclusion, the training session played a key role in both improving the technical execution of the Tiltawal Hurricane Rana and the highlight the athletes. We saw measurable progression in timing, anticipation, and decision making, all which is vital for performance success. And identification is more than spotting who's the biggest right now. It's about seeing who can learn, adapt, and grow. By focusing on these qualities, we ensure our athlete not only perform well in the present, but continue developing towards elite level in the future. Thank you for listening, and that was my presentation.